everybody again, reaching out to you from the Village Boy Academy, where we give you business tips on how to run your business better and how to increase your bottom line. Today we want to talk about maintenance management for cost control. I've said it often, I always favor cost control or cost management than cost reduction. Where cost reduction might not be a bad thing itself, usually it undermines some fundamentals. But when you are doing cost control, you believe me, it helps you to ensuring that you don't jeopardize, important issues in your business. So that is the reason why I seem to favor that more than the cost cutting. And when you talk about maintenance management is one of the crucial things that most businesses seemingly overlook. And overlooking that is, can spell some doom to the business, especially when your equipment fail when it is needed most. And that may make you lose a lot of things. I'll be talking about, the disadvantages of that, as I also talk about the benefits of having a maintenance cost. So the first question is, how effective is your maintenance caution? Do you even have a maintenance caution in the workplace? And today when we talk about equipment, we talk about even starting from your telephone, your smartphone. Most businesses literally run on the phone. And how can it be when maybe your customer could not reach out to you, could not reach to you because your phone is off, because your phone there's no data, because the battery run down, and you don't make an alternative to make sure that you are on. Your customer can always reach you. It is even worse when the customers give you some deposit, and afterwards they could not reach you. The tendency is to begin to see you as either a serious business person or altogether a fraudulent person. The excuses that it was not your fault, even if it is accepted, may lead to you not being patronized again because you will be regarded as somebody that is not reliable. So, if you have a maintenance caution, it's one thing to have a maintenance caution. Another thing is how effective it is. The fact that you even have a maintenance culture is a step in the right direction, but also make sure that it's very, very effective. So do you have a scheduled maintenance standard? A program maintenance? Or you just maintain as the needs arises? If the machine doesn't break down, you don't think it is necessary to maintain. When you use a vehicle, ride a vehicle, you do your oil change at a certain kilometer. I know there are some, most modern vehicles allow you that. I know some people don't care. They check the engine oil when it is black or dark, it's time to change the engine oil. But most modern vehicles will tell you, okay, have a programming that, okay, it is time for your oil change. It will give you a signal, it will give you a sign. And when you follow that sign, you don't break down unnecessarily. It is always good to have a maintenance caution. It's always good to have a scheduled maintenance so that you don't break down when it is, so that the equipment doesn't break down when it is most needed. Imagine you have an order from customers to deliver a huge order, maybe not like ever before, and the equipment choose that time to break down because it's not adequately maintained. You will panic. You will lose money. You may even lose patronage. If you are smart, you may outsource the production, which may not give you the quality you desire. So there are a lot of things that you have to be mindful of, which should give you, to inculcate a maintenance caution. What benefits do you derive from having, a good and effective maintenance caution? One, you reduce downtime. Downtime is the time that your equipment is down. that you cannot produce. Even if you maintain, there is no guarantee that equipment cannot break down. It can still break down. But if you are maintaining constantly and are scheduled, there's every tendency that breakdown will be not frequent. And the less breakdown you have, the less downtime you have. You can even schedule your maintenance at the time that maybe activity is very low or there is no activity at all. If you do that and you are pretty lucky, you may never have any downtime at all. The equipment is also ready to produce because it's adequately maintained. And of course that will lead also to cost reduction. It is, like they say, prevention is better than cure. It's the same thing with equipment. When you maintain equipment, you are preventing the equipment from breaking down. That is preventive measures. It is better than when you are repairing or you are changing parts if you maintain regularly. So there is tendency to reduce your cost. And if you do that, the next benefit is like you improve customer satisfaction. Your customer, you give them 2 weeks, you deliver in 2 weeks, or even in less than 2 weeks. Or like when your equipment breaks down and 2 weeks may turn to 3 weeks, may turn to 4 weeks, and you resort to giving excuses or not returning calls or not picking your calls because you've run out of excuses. But when you maintain good maintenance culture, you will discover that you are able to meet the needs of your customer. And of course, when you meet the needs of your customer, they'll be happy with you. The beauty of it, the most beautiful part, it brightens your profit picture. It increases the bottom line. Imagine no downtime or little or no downtime. You are reducing your cost. What does that translate to? Customer is satisfied. There's a repeat patronage, and there could even be referrals. What does that translate to? Increased bottom line. Your bottom line will increase. It brightens your profit picture. You make more profit because you are doing everything right. So how do you do? What are the steps to follow if you want to establish a maintenance culture? 1, you must identify your maintenance costs. What are those things necessary for you to maintain a particular equipment or group of equipment? The spare parts, the lubricants, and whatever thing that you need to do to maintain it. You have to understand those. You have to identify those costs that are necessary to maintain the equipment. Then you have to budget, prepare a budget. Based on the knowledge of the maintenance cost, you must have a budget prepare for maintenance. Some organizations, even some big organizations, they budget for everything else, but they often neglect to budget specifically for maintenance. They just lump everything together into production cost, production budget. That's not the ideal situation. Then communicate. There is a need to communicate, especially between the maintenance crew and the accounting department, to be able to let them know the importance of. Some of them know most of the things I'm discussing, but there should be a communication whereby there is, everybody is aware that we have to do this at this point in time. This is the money that is voted for it, so there is no disagreement when the need arises. Then make sure you coordinate the activity, which is through communication you can also coordinate. There should be a coordination between the maintenance department, the production department, and the account department that releases money for maintenance. Proper coordination allows that nothing goes wrong, nothing is delayed. Because sometimes when you want to avoid the maintenance costs, you are asking for repair costs, which it could be more. You spend more money. Even this, despite the fact that you have established a maintenance culture, there are some challenges you still have to overcome. Your budgeting may not capture everything. Now, one of the major challenges is unpredictable inflation rate. As we hear today in the world, everywhere in the world today, the inflation issue is a crisis already. Though every nation is trying to manage it as best as they could. But these are the thing. At the macro level, as a business owner, you never can predict these things. And that will affect your budget. And that's why I always believe in flexible budgeting. I don't like the rigidity where people say, "Oh, this is not in budget. The budget it cannot be done. It can no because it's not provided in the budget." There are times opportunities will come. You have to leverage that opportunity, and you have to make your budgeting very flexible so that it doesn't look as if your budgeting stand on your way of progress. So when maybe the spare parts you buy for so amount of X dollars may have increased. There are instances that the increase could be every month or every quarter. Then there is also the possibility of breakdown due to increased activity. Sometimes we flog the machine beyond limit when you have maintained. Because the activity has increased, you are overstretching the equipment. And that could also lead to breakdown. So your maintenance may not completely guarantee 100% that you will not suffer breakdown, especially if you increase your activities. Just like somebody who has been running 300 meters, suddenly increase to 500. It will tell. It's a part of the body. It's the same thing with business. Then there's the problem of motivation problem, which is part of where you have to coordinate activities, which is part where you have to communicate, especially among departments. If the maintenance crew is often told that there is no budget for maintenance, or they have finished budget for maintenance for the year, the maintenance crew become demotivated. It's like somebody else there is frustrating their efforts. People of various departments in the same organization would learn to work together. You should understand each other, specification. You understand that you be a common understanding of what you need. Yes, it's for prudence's sake. You don't expect the account department to just be giving money. They have to be very sure that they are giving money for what is necessary, what is essential. But with understanding, with communication, with this thing, so we don't demotivate those who want to work, who want to make sure that equipment is running by saying, "Oh, there's no money, it's not in the budget." There's always the challenge to maintain, to call center management. There are some those centers that they don't generate money, they only incur costs. They are called call center. Sometimes they may appear to be very unreasonable. They keep on asking for money. As far as if there's a tree that they plug the money. But true is that they want to get their job done. This is where also coordination and communication comes in. And that is where budgeting comes in too. Let them come and defend their budget. Let them come and explain. You don't have to be angry with one another. Give good information on why you need this and why this is important for you to do your job, to keep the organization running, to keep the business going. Let there be communication and acrimony. But these are the few challenges that you have, with maintenance management. The tendency is to see those, call centers, people who are reckless, who just spend money anyhow. And those where you don't give them money, they also feel frustrated. They feel that you are not allowing them to do their job. That is why motivation also comes in. Another thing you can do if you want to have a kind of overall picture of maintenance culture is to deploy what we call Terotechnology. So, forget about this ice and the word. I will break it into a species. There are about 5 elements of Terotechnology. Number 1 It talks about design and specification. So in the beginning, you understand the kind of equipment that is suitable for your operation. So you spell out the kind of design, the specification you have. This prevents you from buying and keeping buying. Oh, they bought this one, it didn't work, we have to buy another one. Maybe who knows it will work. So with Terotechnology, you are able to design and know the specification that is suitable for your product, for your operation. It also talks about procurement. Okay, where best can you procure the design and the specification you have made? Then the next thing is talk about installation. Who is going to install? The supplier, the vendor, or you want them to jointly install with your maintenance crew so that they can learn. Your technical team, those in technical department, are they going to be involved in the installation, which is what I will always recommend, so that they can learn, they can understand how the equipment works. After installation, you also give them some level of training so that at every situation they can at least, just like you apply first aid, they can do remedial courses to make sure the machine keeps working. Then the operation. How do you want to operate the equipment? Again, training comes in here too. So, are you going to, is it the vendor that will organize the training? There are some situations whereby you have experts who may not necessarily be the supplier of the equipment, but because of their, expertise, they'll be maintaining this kind of equipment for many organizations. So you can involve them to come and teach your people, to train them on how to effectively operate the equipment. Sometimes it is more expensive asking the supplier to do the operation training. Getting an outside vendor or consultant to do that sometimes could become cheaper. Then maintenance, because when you are designing and your design and the specification should also understand that, okay, how are we going to maintain this equipment? It's whereby you cannot maintain the equipment and you go back to the manufacturer or you go back to the supplier. It's less desirable. You should be able to have a plan in place that you want to procure equipment that you can easily train your people to maintain. So you don't have to depend on a third party to come and do the maintenance. At least the internal crew, the internal maintenance crew should be able to do substantial maintenance of the equipment. When it is not so, you also are the mercy. That could increase your downtime. For instance, you have to consult a consultant, engineer, for instance, to come and do the maintenance. And if his hands are full, you say, okay, give me 1 week, give me 2 weeks. You can be stuck. So it's also better to, in creating that culture, to create a kind of a maintenance program whereby at least substantial part of the maintenance can be done in-house, can be done by the maintenance crew, can be done by the technical team, technical department. That's Terotechnology for you in simple form. So it helps you to look at the lifespan of equipment from the desire to buy a particular equipment, the design, up to the time of maintenance, a whole life cycle. It enables you to not just buy anything because everybody is buying it. You buy what you need, and you buy what you can maintain. You may buy what you need, and you may not be able to maintain it too. But with Terotechnology, it brings all aspects into play. And the bottom line is, when you do this very well, your cost is reduced. And when your cost is reduced, the bottom line is increased. So, think about maintenance management. Even in its very elementary form. If you use your smartphone for business, how do you maintain it that you ensure that you are available to your customer? They can reach you anytime they have to, anytime they need to. So you can continue to enjoy their patronage. And of course, continued patronage often leads to referrals. And that will reduce your marketing costs. Not even only the production costs, can also reduce your marketing costs. When people refer others to you, you are spending less on adverts. So think about the benefits you get from others and incorporate them into your practice. These are the little things that matter that we often neglect. But the more attention we pay to it, the better for us. So thank you once again, my subscribers. Keep on inviting people to subscribe. Tell your friends. And if you have subscribed, please press the notification button so that whenever I will drop a video, you can receive it. Thank you for being part of, being my co-travelers on this journey to see your business prosper, to see you achieve good success in your business, to see you run your business and not your business running you. Till I come again your way next time, I'll remain your village boy. Thank you.